Good evening, welcome back to my show Desi Aroma. Today I'm going to cook a very simplified egg curry. What we are going to do is we're going to use whole boiled eggs and potatoes. I've got russet potatoes which I'm going to use, and we're going to make that. To get started, what we'll need is, of course, we have to boil our potatoes and our eggs. So I've got some eggs here. Then I'm going to use 2 potatoes. I've got russet potatoes here. And I've got cold water which I'm going to start the boiling with. So what you need to do is you need to take your potato and cut it right in the middle. The reason we are doing that is we want these to cook at the same time as the egg and cook evenly. So these potatoes go in there, and I'm going to use, as I'm cooking for the whole family, so we're going to use about, I would say, let's see, 6, 8, 10 and 12. So we're going to use about 12 eggs, and these are small eggs, so they're not that large. So 12 eggs and 2 potatoes. So the eggs and the potato go on the stove, and I'm going to turn this to medium high. So it's medium high, halfway from high to slow. So medium high, and I'm going to close this lid. It's going to take about 15, maybe 20 minutes for this to be fully boiled, and then we'll start on our egg curry. Okay, these are the ingredients which I'm going to use for making the egg and potato curry. I've got salt in my dry ingredients, and this is ground coriander powder. In Hindi it's called dhania powder. I've got whole cumin, which is whole sabut jeera in Hindi, turmeric, which is haldi. I've got cayenne pepper, which is lal mirch, and I've got ground cumin powder. So this is the ground of that whole cumin we looked earlier. So this will be all the dry ingredients. On the wetter part, I'm going to use some yogurt. I'm going to use ginger. As you can see, I buy it in bulk and then I crush it and keep it, so easy use. I'm going to use 1 extra large onion. I've got about 7 cloves of garlic. I've got 2 jalapeno peppers and 4 tomatoes. Now, the person who does not eat too much hot food, for me, I like hot food. You can reduce your heat by just de-seeding the seeds out of your jalapeno pepper, and you can also use a little less cayenne pepper when we finally do that. And also I'm going to use is my blender, which will be used for grinding all this. So let's get started. Now what I'm going to do is, this is a Ninja food processor, a blender, a mixer, or whatever you want to call it. It's a good machine. So what I do is I roughly chop my onions, and these go in there. I'm going to take my garlic, which also I'll throw in there. I'm going to take my jalapeno peppers, I'm going to throw in there. And also, this will be for later on, but I'm going to keep my tomatoes right here. And also in this, 1 heap, actually 1.5 heap of ginger, which I'm going to, fresh ginger I'm putting in. So tomatoes, like I said, I'm going to keep it to the side. Once this is done, we'll fry that in the oil, and after that, at the end, we're going to use the tomato. But we'll also blend the tomato in the grinder for a finer finish. Now this is what I'm looking for. You can see that it's fairly finely ground, but there's still some base of the jalapeno showing and some onion pieces showing. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, what I'm going to do is, while my egg and potatoes are still boiling, I'm going to get started on my curry base. So I've got a pan here, I'm going to turn that on high, and then of course, you know, all my spices are ready here. I will need some vegetable oil, which is right here. I'm going to add some of that, and I'm doing about 3 or 4 tablespoons of oil, and let the oil heat up. And once that heats up, what we're going to do is start adding all the spices and all a mix in. So my oil is fairly hot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a flat teaspoon of cumin seeds which go in there, and you can see they will start sizzling once the oil is hot. Once this brown up a little bit, I'm waiting for it to toast or brown up a little bit. Once that is done, I'm going to add all my onion mixture which we had just grounded in our thing. Now what I've done is I've fried this for about 3-4 minutes, and you can see it's turning brown. It's also trying to stick to the bottom of my pan. That's when I know it's ready, and I'm going to add this huge heap tablespoon, or I would say this is 4 tablespoons at least. You add that to your mixture and mix it up. And when you do that, you know, your pan will deglaze from the bottom. Anything which was sticking there will come off. And at this point, once this is all mixed up, as you can see, it's how this is mixing up. Once you feel it's all mixed up, you need to lower this to a medium. So make sure this is lower to a medium, because now we're going to add our spices to it. But make sure all your yogurt is dissolved before you do that. Okay, you can see that all the yogurt is gone which we put in there. This is the time you're going to start adding your spices. So in this, I'm putting 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. I'm going to use 2 heaped teaspoons of coriander powder, that is dhania. The first was haldi. And I'm going to now use about 3/4 teaspoon of the cumin powder. And I'm going to also, again, like I said, you know, I like my food hot, so if you don't, you can reduce it. This is a heaped teaspoon of chili powder. I'm going to add a little more. Chili powder would be cayenne powder, cayenne chili powder. And I'm going to mix this together. You're doing a quick roast of your spices. So about a minute and a half of roasting of your spices. As you can see, the spices started sticking to the bottom too. You're going to add some water to it. This is about a 1/4 cup of water. It just gives you the moisture you need till you add your tomatoes so they don't stick to the bottom. Now once you added that water, I'm going to add, these are 2 heaped teaspoons of salt. And I'm going to check later on if my salt is less, I can always add more. Okay, while my spices are getting roasted there, I'm going to do my tomatoes. I kept those tomatoes, and I'm going to just pulse it a few times. So this is what I'm looking for. That's how the tomato looks, and this will go now straight in the pan. Okay, my spices have been roasting for about 10 minutes on a medium flame. Now the way to find out that if it's done or not, you have to look at that and see how the oil separates from the actual masala. So this is what is the key that this is done. I've also got my eggs peeled and my potato peeled. I've got about 2.5 cups of water, but I'm going to see if that will be enough gravy what I'm looking for. Now you can modify the gravy according to your need. You can also go without gravy, with very minimum gravy, so it's up to you. The potatoes were overboiled, so I'm going to hold those till the end to put it in. Normally when the eggs go in, that's the time the potato would go in too. So we are ready to put a water. I'm going to add the water in there. That's 2.5 cups of water. And now I'm going to take a look at how the gravy looks. And as I can see that I can most probably use another cup of water in there, or at least half a cup. So I'm going to put half a cup of more water, but at the same time I'm going to just go ahead and add all my eggs in there. And like I said, the potatoes, as they are overboiled, I'm going to hold that till the end to add but you normally add that with the gravy. So I would say another half a cup of water in that, and that should take care of it. It has been boiling on medium medium heat for about 10 minutes, and that molds all the spices with the egg. So now I'm going to add my potato, but like I said, make sure the potato goes with the egg when you initially do it, if it's boiled right. This was overboiled, so I'm going to add now, and I'm going to wait for another 2 minutes and turn this off. For 2 minutes, time to dish out. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the serving dish, and as you all can see, it looks so good. I wish all you were here to see this, how this tastes. So let me just go ahead and serve that. This is how the final curry looks. Garnish it with little green coriander, green dhania. And so this is the finished product, the egg curry with potato, and this can be eaten with white rice, with naan, roti, even just your regular bread. So enjoy that, and thank you again for watching Desi Aroma. Hope to see you all again. Thank you.